Might not use the ding, ding, ding.
You use a ding.
I use a single ding from the...
Yeah, I like the ding. I think one ding is good.
You're into a
slight
ding?
Ding.
Hey guys, happy Friday. This is Abby.
Hey guys, it's Caitlin.
And we just got out of the movie theater. We are in the car for this episode for the first time.
Yes, we are officially in the car.
We are officially in the car, and we just got out of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And we are just going to go with a quick tone check from you, Caitlin, because I didn't actually get any reaction from you in the theater. Just 3 words. Boom, boom, boom. What do you think?
3 words. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Not their best.
Those are 3 words.
Okay, not their best. That's my 3 words.
Those are the 3 words.
Not their best.
Not their best.
Yeah.
And just a quick heads up, this will be as spoiler-free as we can make it. However, if you are a total Marvel purist and you don't want even like the slightest bit of information, maybe skip this episode until you've seen the movie. However, we will avoid sharing any cameos or any characters that were introduced or major plot points.
Right.
We'll avoid that. So, not their best.
Not their best. Even though I think it's not their best, I still enjoyed it.
You did?
I did, and I think it's because I'm not a Marvel purist.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I just thought it was like a movie. Like,
it was like a little film?
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, there's 3 types of Marvel watchers, right? Like, there's a spectrum of Marvel. There are casual watchers like you who have seen, like, some of them, most of them. You don't really know too much about the comics. There are people like me who are in the middle of that, where it's like, I'm familiar with the comics but never read them. I have some context but not like all of it. And then there are like Marvel purists. Like, they are like, they know everything before it's happening, as it's happening. And to be honest with you, I'd be curious for that person's reaction, because they might actually love it.
Okay, why do you think they love it?
Because I think I am not familiar enough with
the context of everything?
The context of everything, that for me, I was analyzing it as a Marvel fan who has based my love of these characters and of this world off of the movies and not on the comic.
Okay.
So I'd be really interested to see. I feel like you enjoyed it because you were just a casual fan that just took it for what it was.
Yeah.
I was
unimpressed.
Yeah. And again, I'd be very curious to see what like a super fan would think.
That's interesting. I would be interested to hear that too.
Okay, I'll start here. What did you see were the redeeming qualities of the movie that made you still enjoy it?
For me, one of the most redeeming qualities was kind of Wanda's journey. What happened with her character in the movie was one of my favorite parts.
I agree with you that Wanda's character was by far one of the stronger aspects of the movie. And I think, to be honest with you, because you watched...
I watched, like, bits and pieces of WandaVision.
Yeah, so when I watched the whole WandaVision series, like, Caitlin would, like, kind of pop in and out of the room, and she would watch, and I think even if you just watched a little bit of WandaVision, you would get a really good sense of her character.
100%.
Elizabeth Olsen is so great at what she does, which is crazy that the other Olsen sister turned out to be like the best actress.
Yeah, plot twist. It wasn't the we need a mystery.
Nope.
Detectives. Mary-Kate and Ashley. Although, like, all our love to Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
They
raised me.
Wasn't a New York Minute.
Wasn't a New York Minute. There was no Billboard ad. Unfortunately, I would have loved a Passport to Paris moment.
There was a passport to the multiverse, though.
There was a passport to the multiverse, which I know in our first episode I shared a little bit about my feelings about multiverse type situations and multi-dimensions, but I felt like, I don't know why, but in the scope of a Marvel context, it just always makes sense to me.
You're just fine with it?
I'm fine with it in a Marvel thing. And maybe this is why. Because I know Marvel is fake. Mm-hmm. I mean, sorry if, like, that's, like, offensive to someone, but, like...
I would hope everybody knows that Marvel is fake.
There's one person out there that's like, these people are real. Perhaps one of them could have been sitting in the theater with us this very evening.
It was the little boy that ran out halfway through. It was the most cut and dry, multi-dimensional universe movie I have ever seen, which I was surprised by because I was expecting to see one of the most complicated.
So they kind of phoned it in with that.
Yeah, it was very easy to understand where they were, even though we didn't tap into other dimensions in the first one. Even like the magical elements felt more special. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, Doctor Strange felt more powerful in the other ones. He felt very powerless in this. Like, he was just kind of a guy who could do magic.
Wonder, like you said, like, going back to your point about, like, the super fans and the comics, I wonder if that's a part of his story. Like, I wonder if there's a time where he kind of loses himself a little bit.
Right.
And this is that part of the story.
Doctor Strange, like, by definition, is an asshole. Like, he's a dick.
Right.
He is an Enneagram 8. But like
the unhealthy version,
but like more than me. Like, he knows what he knows, and he also knows that he's always right. He like calculates everything perfectly. And I thought what was interesting about this one was that he kind of felt like he was just like flying by the seat of his pants. Yeah. And just like figuring it out. Like,
yeah, I didn't get an Enneagram 8 vibe from this at all.
It was weird. His character changed even just from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which just came out.
Which was like, what?
A couple months ago? Yeah.
Yeah. Doctor Strange, are you okay?
It was like the softening of Strange.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's like a little softy.
Yeah. You would expect that to happen maybe as a story develops, but he kind of like started there.
He was already soft from the very beginning.
Yeah.
He was just a different person.
He was kind of a completely different person. Now, what were your thoughts on the pace?
I don't think I had an issue with the pace, although I did kind of keep thinking, like, how has it not already been 2 hours? It felt like it took a little long to get there.
One of my biggest issues with it was something that you, I'm sure, overheard Kevin and I talking about, like, in the theater, was that everything felt so choppy. Just a quick little editor's tip. If somebody uses a crossfade often, when you fade in and out of a scene, it means they had no idea how to connect it to the next scene. They just faded out and hoped for the best and faded back in because there was no natural transition.
Were there a lot of crossfades?
The whole movie was crossfades.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever seen a Marvel movie abuse a crossfade like that. Even there were scenes where I saw it was mid-fight. You knew that there was more fighting that happened because somebody would land in a different spot and in a different position than how they fell.
So we have an editing issue.
We have a massive editing issue.
We have a bone to pick with the editors of this film.
It felt like an 80s fantasy movie. It felt like Gremlins. It felt like Ghostbusters. Even like sometimes it felt like a non-fantasy movie. Like it felt like Karate Kid. Like it was these really surface level characters that just kind of take you through the motions of a story to get from A to B.
I mean, I know we all like have seen Doctor Strange multiple times. We've seen Wong, but
right.
like even they felt surface level.
Yeah, there's a character that wasn't introduced in the trailers, and so I'm not going to spoil their presence. but they were a main character through the whole thing. And there was one scene in the entire movie that set up who they were.
And it was like halfway through the movie.
And wasn't even like a real scene. It was a flashback that lasted 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the theory about things, like a large portion of it being edited out, tracks.
And I don't know if you agree with me, but in addition to post-production, VFX struggled. Like, big time.
Like, it's 2022. Like, fucking hello, Shang-Chi. Like,
right.
We can, like, have something like that. Is it like a budget thing? Is it like a...
It must have been a budget or a time thing. Are you looking up the budget?
I was, honestly, I wanted to compare the budget since I mentioned Shang-Chi. I wanted to look up the budget of Shang-Chi and compare it. It's embarrassing. So, the Shang-Chi budget was $150 million. And Multiverse of Madness is $225 million.
Wait, what? How?
It says it's expected to be one of the biggest movies of 2022. And it would need to be, given its budget stretches up to $225 million.
Where did they put that money?
I don't know.
This is a bigger tragedy than Death on the Nile. If that's how much money they spent on this movie.
Yeah, I know. Like, what a waste of $225 million.
The first monster they encountered
was Monsters, Inc.
One of the... It looked like Pixar.
Yeah.
It didn't look anything like anything we've ever seen in Marvel. Honestly, like, it took me out of the whole movie was just that first fight scene. That happened within, what, the first 2 minutes?
Yeah. I don't know. They said Pixar. Just for a second. Well, it's giving Pixar.
Mike Wazowski came down to fight.
What the fuck? Like...
Kind of, though.
Yeah.
The costumes were pretty
interesting,
ugly.
They seemed kind of chintzy.
Everything was cheap.
Yeah.
How was that budget $250 million? Where did they spend that? That's shocking.
Just on VFX alone, Shang-Chi runs circles around that movie.
Correct.
What a disappointment.
It was a disappointment, and I think I enjoyed the first Doctor Strange a lot more than most people do. I actually remember watching the first Doctor Strange with you for the first time. And I remember you were like a newbie to Marvel when I showed you that. And you loved it.
I did love it.
And for good, like, in my opinion, for good reason. Like, it has a lot of really redeeming qualities.
That movie is significantly better than this one.
Yes.
Who's the director? Because we have a bone to pick with him, too.
It's Sam Raimi.
I'm making a shit list. It's the editors. It's the director.
So now that we're connecting Sam Raimi to this movie, like, could fit in with the time period of that first Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like,
it feels like maybe Sam Raimi hasn't evolved much from his original
Maybe Sam Raimi needs to go to a different dimension and, like, learn a thing or two and come back.
Just go back and find Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
He said, I'll do it like this just in 2022.
I'll do it like this forever.
Yeah, I'll never change.
So, besides Wanda, do you have any other positive takeaways? I wish you could see Caitlin's face right now. No.
Okay, I don't either.
I don't.
Besides, they said gay rights, but like
they said gay rights. There was a pride pin.
There was a pride pin. That was them saying gay rights. There was a singular pin, a tiny, microscopic pride flag pin. We can't get. I mean, we did get a gay relationship in Eternals, but nobody saw Eternals. So Marvel had to be like, listen, guys, like, we really do support the gays. It's like with just one person's going to have a pride pin. Yeah. Marvel said, that one's good. Marvel cured discrimination. We appealed to the gays with this one film. They should have released the movie in Pride Month and been like, this is our... Happy Pride Month. Oh, Lord. Well,
guys, hopefully the next movie we review, we can be a little bit more positive and not so upset. But unfortunately, as a Marvel fan, I'm really disappointed.
Yeah, I can feel your disappointment. And I don't think I'm, like, quite as disappointed because I'm not, like, a super Marvel fan.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, what popcorn size are we rating it?
That is the smallest popcorn. Like, it's like a popcorn.
It's a kid's popcorn.
Yeah.
But, okay, you ready?
In the tray.
It's the kids' popcorn in the tray that comes with the kids' meal with, like, the candies but you didn't get the candy or the drinks.
No, you got a drink, but it's all ice.
Ew.
You remember when you would get, like, a kid's cup and they filled the whole thing with ice?
And you had, like, 2 sips. Yeah. And you're like, my Coke is gone.
That's what that movie was. Yeah.
That was...
We can be excited, though, for Thor: Love and Thunder. That looks like a really good movie. Cool.
What we can also be excited for, hopefully, is that I never have to see the Downton Abbey trailer ever again. We've seen that trailer so many times and we still have not a single clue.
None whatsoever.
A, why they made that movie, and B, what the hell it's
also,
about.
I'm a little bit angry that we've seen the Nope trailer so many times because I'm genuinely so excited for that movie, but seeing the trailer 47 times is really grinding my gears. And there's a third right in between those two. It's the Elvis Presley with fat Tom Hanks.
Fat Tom Hanks with a weird accent?
Like a Polish accent,
is
maybe?
It Polish?
I don't know. We are two children reaching for eternity. Yeah, which the kid that plays Elvis looks great.
I know, and it's like, I wish they weren't so Tom Hanks forward in the trailer. Because the trailer of that is also ruining it for me.
You know what? I feel like he's probably going to be in like 5 scenes.
I know, but are they just trying to like sell everyone because it's Tom Hanks?
Yeah,
they're like, guys, we got Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Come see it.
Yeah. Another exciting trailer was Avatar. They didn't give us any storyline. It was very much a teaser.
It was just like, look at how hard we worked on VFX.
Yeah.
Like, guys, the 12 years was worth it.
To be honest with you, like, watching the Avatar trailer and then immediately followed by the worst VFX I've seen in years, it kind of was like, oof.
Yeah.
But also, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, ooh, like, Avatar looked really pretty. So, lots of good stuff on the horizon. We can put Doctor Strange behind us in the past.
See you later. We'll just stick with the original.
If you do see Doctor Strange, keep an open mind. You might love it.
Yeah, you might.
And
I didn't hate it. I would probably give it like a regular small popcorn, not a kid-size small popcorn.
I'll give it the kid size.
You'll give it the kid size. Yeah. I don't want to discourage people entirely from seeing it.
We'll be back next Friday with another episode, and we genuinely don't know what it's going to be.
No, we haven't talked about it.
We haven't even discussed it, looked at it, scheduled it.
You don't know, we also don't know.
Nothing has been put on the schedule. So
that's okay. We'll get to the schedule when we get to it.
Yeah. So give us a follow on Instagram and Facebook for updates, and we will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for coming with us on the ride home.